The Yankee and Brit presents MMA Underground. We got two special guests for you today. First, we have Darrick Gates from Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and it is this man's birthday. So happy birthday to him and my mother.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And also StreetBeefs. He's fought in the scrapyard. He's fought in StreetBeefs West Coast. He may have even fought in the OG yard. I can't remember. But we got the Canadian who is not fucking Canadian. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I always wanted to come on here, man. I've watched you guys quite a bit. Just had to wait for my chance.
This is top tier for me, man. This was on my bucket list for things to do in the StreetBeefs community. I jumped at the chance to do this.
That's the comedian and Canadian coming out. That's what that is. So
cool.
I'm gonna ask you there. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I'm excited to have a good show. Like you said, we got StreetBeefs legend, Canadian, bare knuckle fighting fighter. Oh man. And I'm excited. I like talking to bare knuckle fighters because I feel like you guys you have a different mentality. I'll just say that.
Can't see your knuckles.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
This knuckle's like completely gone. Got myself a boxing fracture. I mean, they're just construction hands, dude. I got the biggest, smallest hands ever.
That's lit.
So you got a fight coming up, Darrick. Tell us a little bit about that.
It is April 30th, Great Falls, Montana, for BKFC 24. Under the Joe Riggs and Lorenzo Hunt. That's gonna be a banger. But yeah, I'm fighting a kid, Dylan Schulte, out of Montana. He's a tough kid. He's like 5-3 as a pro, 6-1 as an AMI. Mostly MMA. He does have a Army Navy boxing match on his record that he won. So I mean, I know he's a tough kid. I've known him for a while, and I know he's going to be a tough fight. But yeah, I'm just ready to go bang, dude, and make some money. That's my thing.
What got you into fighting, and beyond what got you into fighting, what got you to bare knuckle? Because, like Buddy said, it's a different mentality to like just go in there and fight some bare knuckle.
Well, I mean, I've been fighting my whole life. I mean, I trained a bunch as a kid, like in jiu-jitsu and judo, Krav Maga. Wasn't really my thing then. You know, I just kind of learned a little bit of technique here and there. But I've always been a street fighter, man. I fought on the street. And then back in 2008, here in Idaho Falls, Idaho, they were hosting, like every year they did this thing called TKO at one of the high schools. It was just people getting in, pretty much boxing in the ring, you know. I tried signing up for it, but they'd closed off signups to be on the card. And he's like, well, hey, my buddy's got a MMA show going on over in Montana. You know, I could try to get you in on that if you want. And I was like, all right, same weekend, I'm down. So I've been fighting for Fusion Fight League since 2008, doing MMA. Kind of got the shittiest MMA record. But yeah, I really do it just to fight. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I don't care about winning. I didn't really care about going pro either. I just wanted to get in and fight. And I was talking to my matchmaker, and I was kind of talking about retiring, you know, as an amateur, retiring from fighting. And one day he just come up and like, yo, dude, I got this opportunity to fight under one of Joe Riggs' cards that he's hosting up here in Montana. You know, do you want to try that out? I was like, sure, what is it? And he's like, bare knuckle fighting. And I'm like, yeah, fucking A, dude, I'll do that. So I fought Louis El Loco Lopez You guys might have seen him on the BKFC Fight Night New York card.
Yeah.
He like ran through his opponent in like 48 seconds or some shit. Freaking knocked him down 4 times, like 48 seconds. And yeah, I fought him too. He knocked me down too a couple times. And then Joe Diesel Riggs got me onto the BKFC card that Montana, the first fight night they had in Montana, and I'm stuck.
That's crazy.
That's all. And I know that there's a few fighters I've seen from BKFC that had some MMA records where it's like they did MMA, wasn't so great and stuff. They went over to BKFC, all of a sudden they're just whooping ass. Do you feel like that's where you kind of belong right now? Like that's where you're meant to be?
I know that's where I belong. I mean, that's kind of my mentality. I don't want to worry about hitting somebody and them grabbing hold of me, taking me to the ground, because honestly, the ground ain't my suit. It's not for me. I didn't train. I don't train to roll around, you know?
Yeah.
I just like throwing punches and getting punched and making money. So this is definitely where I'm meant to be. I just recently started training pretty hardcore, dude, and I'm doing a fight camp here in Boise. And then I've got a week over in Idaho Falls under Razor's Edge Boxing. Maybe doing a week-long camp there and then head up to Montana and work with Joe Riggs until fight night.
Joe Diesel Riggs is one of my favorite fighters, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was cool, man. Fighting for an event for him, and when he's like, "Yeah, it's for Joe Riggs," I'm like Joe Riggs. And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Fucking A, dude, put me on there."
Diesel Riggs.
Yeah.
So, hey, Canadian, so I know you box. Would you ever consider doing like a bare knuckle fight or anything like that, or no? You prefer to keep the gloves on?
Yo, like I actually got offered to do a bare knuckle fight. I'm not that badass. I think I think the bare knuckle guys are in a different league of their own, man. That's lit. That's honestly like that's taking it back to like the original form of boxing. I prefer to keep the gloves on just because I need my hands to do like mad other things. And if, you know, a knuckle was gone or if I like, you know, had a fracture, I'd be fucked. But nah, I'm keeping gloves on.
It only hurts your hands for so long, man. I mean, and then wintertime when that boxing fracture gets cold, man, it does hurt the hand. But other than that, dude, I mean, it's worth it. It only hurts for a few weeks, dude. I mean, the longest, you know.
The longest is just 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
not that bad.
I mean, your ribs. Swear, when you break ribs, dude, that hurts way worse than your hand.
I don't want to find out.
Ribs will hurt like through a boxing glove, through MMA glove, dude, or knuckles, man. They're gonna break.
Or a liver shot.
I got a screw in my hand. I broke my hand in a fight.
Dude, that's got. Dude,
yeah,
that's
but buddy, you were the only person I ever met who was excited about breaking their hand in a fight.
True.
Well, true. I mean, it's like one is bragging rights. When you tell someone, they're like, "Oh, you really broke in a fight?" Like, yeah. They're like, "Oh shit, okay." And then second off, it's the first bone I broke in my life. You know, I got hurt lots of times, but my first bone, I was like, finally, now I don't need any more broken bones. I got my one and done. I'm cool. Let's keep it at that.
It's always going to be one. It's always going to be one.
Yeah, I fought. I broke my hand, my right hand, and then went and fought 11 days later. Because the hand was at practice, I was sparring, you know.
Yeah.
And I broke my hand with the glove on, and I went and fought 11 days later. I mean, it sucked out. My whole game plan was to go in and kind of avoid throwing the right, you know, just kind of use it as like a light jab, you know, catch my distance, and then use my left hand as my power hand. But it didn't work like that. I mean, I tried clinching onto this guy with my hand and like jumping into pull guard, man, and like my hand just gave out. Boom, I hit my back on the canvas, man. He was like standing there looking at me like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
And I ended up really swinging it with my left hand or with my right hand more than I even did with my left hand. I mean, I didn't even feel it really until the end of the fight.
How was the recovery on that?
Huh?
How was the recovery time on that?
After stop or not fighting with it, you know, training and stuff for my fight, it was really about 4-5 weeks where I had full use of my hand back. And I should have had surgery. Didn't. I let it kind of heal the way it did. So I got my bone is shoved inside to the other bone, and it's been stuck like that since 2011. I think when that happened.
Pay attention, folks. That's the toughness you cannot buy. You either got it or you don't.
Does that ever give you pain?
In the wintertime when it gets cold, you know, and your hands get cold, definitely my right hand hurts. I mean, but
fuck it.
You know, other than that, there's really no difference besides wintertime. That's the only pain I get. It's wintertime.
Feel it.
So when you fight, you're fighting at like 145, right?
Yep.
What's your normal walk
rate? Walks around at.
That's what I walk
around at.
I walk around at 145.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Walk around at fighting.
I'll go step on the scale right now with you guys, dude. I guarantee with clothes on, I probably weigh like 147, maybe 148 with my clothes on.
Is that dieting or are you just naturally a 145?
That's just, I'm naturally 145. I mean, I don't really eat in the morning. Naturally, my body doesn't like me eating in the morning until like 11:30 to 2:30. Like I either eat at lunch or I don't. I'll come home and eat after work. And then and that's a good hefty meal. I mean, 30 chicken nuggets or something.
Protein.
And then, yeah, healthy, like size wise, you know.
He go to the Chick-fil-A line.
I do definitely hit the Chick-fil-A, man. Today for my birthday, we went to Tacos El Guila, and I got me a lengua burrito and 2 tacos, man. I mean, big old lengua burritos, dude.
Yeah.
And 2 tacos.
I never thought I would like cow tongue as much as I do.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I'll walk up in French and French the cow raw. I don't care.
Yeah.
Lingua be smacking.
That's a big old long tongue, bro.
Yeah, give it a different meaning. The cow tipping.
That's why my waist always go up and down, man. That Mexican food I be eating. Oh man. One day I'll step on the scale, cool, I'm flat 150. Next day I'm like 162. What the hell, man?
Yeah, I stay within like 8 pounds. I mean, I'm between like 142, dude, and like 148, 149 consistently throughout the day. I mean, I could jump on in the morning, be 148, come home, be 142. Before I go to bed, dude, it's like 145, man.
Does that diet stay the same when you're about to fight?
I mean, I try. I'll actually, right before I leave, or like the day before weigh-in, I'll actually try to eat quite a bit, and then drive. My drive, I always lose like 3 pounds, 4 pounds. So I try to gain that weight. So when I show up to weigh in, dude, I'm like on spot.
And it's working. Whatever you want.
I eat whatever I want. Okay. I don't. I mean, I don't eat candy. I don't eat like sweets, really. I mean, that's just me naturally. It's not like I'm trying to like not eat them. I just don't.
Same. I don't like candy.
That's what I say. Candy all the way. Yeah. Canadian, you dropped the weight class originally and keep fighting, right? You went to like 185, I think.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get to 185. I gained a little bit of weight. I think I stepped on the scale like Monday and I was 194. Because I'm practicing Ramadan right now, and when it's my first Ramadan, so as soon as the sun sets and that iftar prayer done, I look like a defensive lineman going to that kitchen, man. You better not be in I'm like I be going at it. So I picked up a little bit of weight, but yeah, I didn't slim down a lot though. I done got way quick. I done got like much faster, in my opinion.
See, and it's I like that. You know, it's a lifestyle sometimes, and it's crazy to hear how sometimes we have to diet. I got to diet to maintain weight. You said you can eat anything you want, and you just stay like, I'm kind of jealous, like, woo, man, but hey.
Yeah, it's nice.
He got the good metabolism.
I mean, it's nice. I mean, I just don't want to have to deal with that whole weight cut shit. I mean, I could be at 155. I used to fight at 155 when I first started fighting. And then I dropped down to 145, and I don't know, I just felt better at 145 naturally. So I stayed here at 145, and yeah, my body proved that this is where my natural weight should be. I mean, I don't want to have to deal with gaining weight to fight or lose weight to fight.
We're taking laxatives before a fight.
Yeah, that's right.
Canadian, I know you got a lot of ambitions outside of Street Beefs and things like that, but what's next for you? You got a fight coming up? You doing something else? What are you doing right now?
I'm fighting this month at on the 23rd at a scrapyard. Then at the Invasion. After that, honestly, I really don't know as far as fighting wise. A part of me, like the competitive side, wants to fight just for the sport of it. You know, like I really like being competitive. I'm a competitive guy, but at the same time, that's like my acting. You know, I act and I write. That is like actually taking a lot of my time right now, between that and like a lot of other projects I got going on. So I'm trying to stave off retiring as much as I can, but I might pull a 93 Jordan on somebody and just be like, yo, scrapyard, I'm done for a minute, and just come back when I got more time. But for right now, it's looking just month to month. I'm definitely going to fight an Invasion because we already stamped that, and I want to fight in the Dirty South branch so that I can, keep that accolade of I fought in every branch. I want my name on that wall of fame. And honestly, if I get my name on the wall of fame, I'm done. I'm cool. Like another belt and my name on the wall, I'm cool. Y'all can have it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Shit, I know that you dropped that hot freestyle at one time. Are you ever gonna make some music? Because if so, you can collab. I got a couple things about to drop here soon in the future.
Hey,
so.
Call me Izzy Miller. I'll be your ghostwriter. I can't rap, man. I'd be fooling around. That was really because Jay Gotham be rapping. But that 16 was hot. Don't get me wrong. I'll get in there and get litty, but no, I don't rap. I'll ghostwrite though.
Fair enough. Hell yeah. I
know you're a competitive guy because I was watching you do the playoff picks with the dudes from the Street Beefs West Coast. And you and I got hammered in some of the comments because we were agreeing and people thought we were crazy, bro.
Wound up being right.
Yeah, that's all I was. Right. I was gonna say that too, but yeah.
Hey, I'm doing the same thing for this NBA tournament. I'm trying to talk with Dan from Hard to Fight now, so we can do the play-in or at least the NBA playoffs. Cause I'll get on here with Scrapyard, West Coast, and OG, and I'll tell y'all right now, if the Raptors don't take it, it's gonna be the Suns and the Bucks in the finals. Mark my words.
Hey, fear my deer, buddy. Fear my deer.
Fear the deer. Giannis really might go back to back. And I want Chris Paul to win his ring, but honestly, the finals is going to be Suns and Bucks or the Raptors. Raptors just might, surprise us. We the North, baby. I ain't got that shirt on. I'm not going to give shit free advertising, but yeah, we the North, baby.
So
we the North.
We do got some more questions for you guys, obviously, but before we do that, everybody, we got a little clip from our boy Cuzzo at Overtime Hustling, so check this out.
What up, y'all? This your boy Cuzzo, host of the Chronicles podcast and also the host of Overtime Reactions. And let me tell y'all something, man. y'all make sure to go check out Yankee and the Brit Sports Talk. Them guys are knowledgeable. They have good content. Go support them, man. Go check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and definitely tune in to MMA Underground Weekly, man, where they have guests, great commentary, let you know about upcoming events, promotional material, all that, man. Go check them out. Yankee and the Brit, what up? Salute from your boy Cuzzo. Holla.
Yo, how did dude get
also
onto that?
Hey, also the new edition came out yesterday, so make sure you go and get the new edition of that. And a shout out to Scrap Talk because it's another great podcast you all need to check out. And your boy Canadian's on there, so make sure you check that out.
Tonight at 7. We getting lit.
So you guys watch the UFC fight?
I don't really pay attention to the UFC. I mean, I do watch. I don't really pay attention to the UFC, Bellator, much stuff like that. I mean, I spend my life, my energy on BKFC, boxing. But I mean, I watch all fights. I haven't watched street fights. Watch scrapyard shit. You know, and I mean, I love street beefs. I've always wanted to fight 4 street beefs just to say I fought 4 street beefs. But BKFC is where I'm at, man. That's where I pay attention. That's where I'm.
Did you watch him, Canadian? Did you see the fights?
I keep up with the fights. I don't watch. I'm not like a MMA fanatic though. I kind of lost my love for it as it got more commercialized and Reeboky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep up with certain fighters though. I always catch a Izzy Adesanya fight. McGregor. I like seeing my boy McGregor get beat up sometimes or win. You know, I just like seeing my boy. The bigger like Ngannou. I will always catch an Ngannou fight.
Ngannou.
You fought sanctioned boxing before Street Beefs, though, correct?
Yes, 4-1, and I won a title in my second fight.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
The more you know. Because we were looking at records. I know I was looking at one of your previous fights, and then you had like a no contest due to a low blow or something like that.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you, or?
Okay, so I need him. He says I need him in his balls. I've got 2 different angles of people from outside the ring recording it. Both directed in on me, on him, side by side right there. None from behind. And they both show it above the belt. But I think he was just taking too much of an ass beating, dude. And when he dropped, I think he just like, hey, I could say that was my balls. And I mean, he didn't even take 5 minutes to try to fucking straighten up. I mean, it was like 40 seconds, man. And then he was done. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I quit. I seen him at the after. Yeah, I seen him at the after party, dude. And he was kind of like tucked back in the corner. Wouldn't accept a drink from me. And then
what are those after parties like?
That's pretty. This wasn't BKFC, so it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't really go to the BKFC after party. But this was a Fusion Fight League after party in Montana. And Montana, they're all about fights, fucking ranching and after parties, bro. So, I mean,
I know I gotta go visit.
Montana's fun, dude. They all know how to party for sure. And after that fight, we went to the after party. And we got invited out to this dude's house. He's like lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I mean, it was like 50-minute drive out to his house, but there was like all kinds of freaking like $50,000-$60,000 classical cars out there doing burnouts, dude. I mean, that shit was dope at like 2:00 in the morning in the middle of fucking nowhere, Montana, dude.
Sheesh, heck yeah.
What's in Montana? I kind of got the picture of Montana I got is that the whole Montana is the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much. I mean, but it's nice. I love Montana.
No diss to Montana.
It's not flat. Whatever you think. I mean, it's not flat. It's definitely mountains. You watch that show, Yellowstone?
Yeah, my girl loves Yellowstone.
I mean, that's Montana, dude. Montana is fucking country. More country than Idaho, for sure.
Yeah, you only got a couple cities there, like Billings, Bozeman. Like, there's literally people who live 2 hours from a hospital. So, like, if your appendix blows, you're probably dead.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, there are bigger cities, though. I mean, there's Billings, Bozeman, Missoula, Butte. Yeah. And then they got Glacier National Park.
San Diego, right? Canadian, You live in San Diego?
I live in Seattle right now.
Okay. But you did live in San Diego, or did I make that up?
Nah, a little more northern SoCal. I lived in LA.
So what is the big difference? Like, does the weather fuck with you at all being in the Pacific Northwest now compared to being in Cali? Or
I'm gonna sound crazy for this, but I prefer the weather up here to LA because LA is beautiful. LA is like just flat out beautiful, hands down. But like the air quality is yeah, like not hacking, coughing, feeling like I just got out of a hookah bar. It's great because like
breathing's overrated.
Yeah, you go to LA, and if it's not like mad hot, like I'm talking, they don't believe in putting this is just West Coast people, period. Y'all don't believe in putting ACs in your homes, like installing it. Like a portable AC is like crazy to me. I've never heard of that before I got over here. So like summer 2020 in LA, and we just got like fans all around, and I'm just like, fam, like turn the AC. Where's the AC up? Like I'm shirtless, looking like I'm about to go surfing or something. I look like I'm finna shed weight doing this. The Pacific Northwest is way awesomer to me. It's green, a lot of rain. I be seeing sparkling dudes sometimes. It's be lit. It be lit.
See, I like the rain too. It's like I like the sunshine. I'm Mexican. People of the sun. But I feel like when I run, I like to sometimes imagine like Thor is overhead clashing to see thunder and lightning, and I'm like, ooh, power of the gods.
What if thunder is just Thor clapping cheeks? Like honestly, what if thunder ain't even like him getting him banking? What if like him tussling? What if like thunder is really just him clapping cheeks? Thunderous cheeks at that.
Deep thought by the
community. Norse mythology won't tell you the real. You gotta break the science down.
Yeah.
So, Darrick, you got any plans after your upcoming fight, or are you just focused in on what's in front of you right now?
Well, in the last, I don't know, 6-7 weeks, I've turned down quite a bit of boxing bouts. So after this fight, as long as there's no suspensions, I'm going to do some boxing bouts, man. I've turned down a lot. I mean, a lot of money worth of bouts just to fight this fight. I actually got a different opponent. This is my second opponent for this fight card, because the first one, he took a boxing bout, got knocked out, and got suspended. So they hustled and found me another contract.
Who was the first opponent you were supposed to fight? Anthony Curtis, or?
Yeah. Yep, Anthony Curtis.
Yeah. So does that throw your training off?
Yeah, no, it doesn't really throw training off at all. I just train to fight, dude, whoever. I don't watch fight videos of people. I mean, if I have seen them fighting, I've seen them either fighting in person because I fought in the same card as them, or I followed them on Facebook long enough and I watch their fights. I tune into their fights. If I know anybody on my friends list is fighting, I tune into those fights.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta support.
Yeah.
I was
Just
curious, was it,
real.
boxing training, MMA training, all this stuff is different. When you fight bare knuckle, do you have to do a specific kind of training to try to prepare your hands or your knuckles for that kind of a blow? Or
A lot of people do. I really don't. I mean, I did concrete for 10 years, man. And then I've been doing drywall for the last 4 years, dude. I mean, my hands are just naturally used to abuse.
Drywall will abuse your hands.
No, it does, man. Especially when you're hanging it and you're smashing fingers, dude. And I mean, smashing your hand with hammers. But yeah, then punching back with your bare hands, man. I mean, and I got I don't remember what kind of material the bag is, but it definitely like tears your hands up. It's not a cheap soft bag that's gonna clouds around my hand. You know, I mean, this thing's meant to tear your knuckles up and get it used to damage. Huh?
Do you soak your hands?
No.
Oh. Now I'm curious because you guys are both, you're both fighters. You both have this career that you're looking and have established yourselves. Is there anyone that either of you would want to fight in particular?
Yes.
I'll fight anybody for any reason.
619. I want 619 again. I want Black Panther. I like High Speed just because we were scheduled to fight and we both couldn't make it that day. I had the shits. He just didn't show up. Golden Arms again because the first fight was literally like, fam. You didn't beat my ass. You and I'm not saying he said that. He's a really Golden Arms, super respectful, super lit, great guy. But,
big arms. They're bigger than my thighs.
Yes, huge arms. He looks like he looks like he should be playing with Cooper Cup right now. But nah, I would like those guys, just to get litty with them. Hunter is actually retiring because I think he's moving somewhere. I don't know. I'll be out the loop, but I would have wanted to tussle with Real Lion again just to see if first time was a fluke or not.
Fair enough. Yeah, he got some heavy shots. I mean, woo.
Yeah. Them legs was looking like some egg noodles.
So you said you were writing and acting, and that's your goal right now. What you working on, man? You don't have to give it all away, but like you working on something big or like a show, a movie? What do you doing?
I'm working on a script that I am going to I'm going to pitch to a studio to direct, and hopefully that thing gets green lit. That's where I'm like putting most of my energy at. I'm acting wise, I'm actually getting mad callbacks. So I'm doing commercials and some films, and it's like a lot of traveling and shit. And it's like my acting and writing are like my primary passion. So, that's taken away from my gym time and whatnot, which it shouldn't, because time management should be a thing. But that's something I'm working on to tweak so I can, I'm working on my time management so I can get everything in a day.
Yeah.
That's tough, dude. Especially when you work full time.
Man. Especially when you work full time, man. It's this time management shit ain't no joke.
What about me? What about time for me?
You don't get any of that.
Right.
The government takes 2/3 of your day, and then you got a third of the day to make yourself happy.
Facts.
Right.
And between that, I'm practicing. I'm in mad schools right now. Like I take 2 acting classes, one with SFI, another with Lee Strasberg Institute. And between that time, I'm practicing my craft with like other actors. If I'm not practicing with them, I stay watching movies, like not just chilling, but picking, like actually making notes. I got like a book right here full of techniques I see like people on TV shows doing that I'm writing down and trying to break down and dissect. And then I'm writing from like probably midnight to 1 or 2 a.m. when my girl is asleep, and I can like just have the world to myself, so to speak.
So I don't think you have any. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I got 3, dude, and I got 3 of my own, and then 2 stepkids.
Nah,
Big father energy.
I mean, I got 3 that live with me. So I got my son, my middle kid, and my lady's kids that live with me in house.
Nice.
My oldest daughter lives with her mom, just down the street, and then my youngest daughter lives in Idaho Falls, like 4 hours away.
Cool.
How do you balance the fighting, the work, the family? How do you balance all of that?
Exactly.
I get off. Well, I go to work early and get off early. So I mean, I'm get off at 2:30. Training's not very long out of the day, and then I spend my rest of the time at home.
How do they feel about dad fighting?
Oh man, they love it. Here, actually, I'll show you. So obviously today's my birthday. So my son handmade me a birthday card. So you guys like Pokemon and shit?
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can
dig it. Like Pokemon. Well, this come from my son, dude. He like built me this. It's got my fight name on there. Pokemon's got the right hook, 10 points, uppercut, 150 points. Father bonus, infinity.
Yeah,
that's cute. That's lit.
That's awesome. That's definitely awesome as hell.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to wake up to that, dude. I got my own sports car my son made.
Do you ever get that? Do you ever get that like worry from your wife when you're in there fighting?
Yeah. So this fight, I just told my lady she can't come.
Oh man.
Technically, right now I'm on like a 4-loss streak right now. One being the Andrew Long. I consider it a loss because the Andrew Long that took the low blow. And actually, going back to that one question, I would fight him again too, just to prove that wasn't a fucking knee to the balls. It was a knee to the gut, and I put him out like that.
Talk your shit.
And then, so she's been in my last 3 fights, and I had lost all 3 of those fights, and I think it's really because I was worried about her out there. She's not that kind of person. She's a quiet, like, sits at home, doesn't really go out and do much. Unless it has something to do with the boat, the water, or climbing a mountain. She doesn't want nothing to do with it. So I was like, yo, you got to stay home. So I don't have to worry about that. Hopefully I'm coming home with a W this time.
Well, that's funny because your wife's not really into it. I'm not a fighter, but my father-in-law loves fighting. We like fighting. So he takes us to this fight one time, and we're at the fights, and everybody's screaming and yelling. And I swear, the whole fucking casino goes quiet as my wife yells, "Fucking hit him already!" So the whole casino turns and looks at my wife.
You good? Hold on, my wife needs help.
You're like, yep, that's her. She'll kick your ass too. Don't mess with her.
Oh yeah. You better watch out for my lady, dude.
See, I like my kids kind of watching me. Like having my girl there for the first time watch my fight. It was interesting because I definitely was nervous having her watch me. She's seen me the 2 times in the cage. I lost the first one. I won the second one she watched, and It's just weird because I feel like you know their voice. So their voice is registered in your head. So when you're in the crowd, all this stuff's going on. You don't hear a whole lot. You kind of tune it out. But then there's specific voices that stick out. So when I heard her like make a noise, when I heard her yell or something, I would hear it because I know that voice and it registered. And so it's just like, yeah, it kind of throws me off a little bit, but I'm just like blind and focused.
So my lady, she's been to the 3 fights. The first fight was with bare knuckle with Joe Riggs, man. For him fighting Louis, she was recording, man, and she didn't say a single thing. Like, I think she was just like in shock and watching the fight through the phone. And then the second fight was against Kai Stewart, doing MMA. So I fought him twice last year in 2021. I lost to him in MMA, and then I lost to him in BKFC. So the MMA fight, she actually walked out with me. She was ringside. I mean, right where my corner was. I mean, she was with my corner. She really didn't say much in that one either. I don't really think it bothers her that I fight. She's just not vocal about being excited. She's nervous for me the whole time, and that return makes me nervous, dude.
You just want to make sure you're safe. I get it.
Yeah, definitely. I
don't care about fighting.
How do you feel about having your girl there?
I wouldn't mind having her there. She don't want to go. She does not care about like sports unless it's soccer. Well, or football. Sorry. Wherever the Brit is. Sorry.
It's footy. It's an easy equal medium. Footy.
Footy. Got you. She her biggest thing is she'll encourage me, when training is rough. She'll encourage me, like she's there for the support, but for like going there, watching, nah. She's probably seen like 3 of my fights, and she only did it because we were drinking. It was after the Super Bowl, so like the Rams win. I'm over here like screaming my head off. I'm over here like talking shit to everybody that owes me money in my phone, and one of her and her stepbrother is like, he's a fan of StreetBeefs. I didn't know that, and so she was like, "Oh my gosh, Bay does that." And then we started watching some of my fights, and I was like, okay, cool. I mean, it wasn't the bad ones. It was
you have to show the good ones.
Nah, I show the losses too. I don't care because because for me, if they say, "Oh, damn, you suck," I'll be like, "You want to get in the gloves?"
Right.
Yeah. So I've only got on YouTube. I've only got one winning video. All the rest of the videos I've had put up are losses. So anybody that wants to watch videos on me, they can just watch my losses. They don't get to see the good fighting. That's a little strategy there. I always keep them guessing. But a lot of the people I've been fighting, like I've said, I've fought for Fusion Fight League since 2008. So a lot of the people that see me fight over there are the people I'm fighting. And I fought a lot of people in Montana, dude. 29 of them to be exact.
Yikes. What's your overall record? Like MMA and BKFC included?
So I only have one BKFC fight, which is 0-1. I do have another bare knuckle fight, which is the one for Joe Riggs, 0-1. But that was, I can't say pro because I didn't get paid for it. But
I get it.
It was just show up and fight. I mean, my room was paid for, my trip there and back was paid for. So I mean, I got a free vacation with this fight.
They spent that fighter check on room and board.
Yeah, pretty much. It's cool with me. I got a free vacation and a fight. And then MMA is 8-20, like overall.
That's hella experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's cage experience too.
Yeah, all cage experience. Yeah,
you could coach off of that, boy.
So we all got like nicknames and stuff. Don't you? You have the nickname the Buck, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get that? Can I ask?
I was born with it, man. My dad gave it to. That's what my dad's been calling me since I was a baby, dude.
Damn. All right.
You must be tough as hell.
It's just my nickname, man.
Came out the womb and head to the doctor.
Yeah, or something like that.
Was that always your fight nickname, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been my nickname my whole life, and it just made sense to keep that nickname, dude. I mean, everybody in my family calls me Buck. I mean, my son, you know, just makes sense.
See, and it's interesting to see how people are different because, like, the Canadian, he's got an awesome personality. He's out there. We know he's acting, doing music. You seem kind of mellow, like, but it's crazy because, like, we were talking how bare knuckle fighters are very different and they can be very intense. Do you feel like you're able to let out, like, both for either of you, able to let out any sort of negative emotion or any sort of anger in the cage and leave it there that allows you to be more of a better person outside of the cage?
That's exactly what I do. Is I put myself out in the cage. I try to fight a lot in the cage, whether I win or lose. I mean, that's where I go put my energy at. That bad fighting energy, I leave in the cage. I don't fight on the street because of that anymore. Right. But that's why I'm laid back, man. I can legally fight and get paid for it, and that's where I keep my cool.
I'm pretty mellow on the outside, especially if I'm high. I'm like it's really hard to remember I'm in a room if like I'm baked. I'll just be like I'll be a wallflower. Outside in the real world, I got to be honest. I'm a nice 50-50 kind of guy. I'm just because from being from St. Louis, you know, you don't have to be on 10, but like just my awareness levels just be on 10 sometimes, and my nerves are bad. So I can go from 0 to like 50 or 100 like in a second.
Me too.
So I definitely use that ring time to get out that aggression. You know, I'm actually an aggressive guy. And sometimes I don't get it all out, you know, so I go to the range so that I stay disciplined with it. You know, I'm not out here hot-headed or doing like stupid shit like getting into regular bar fights or some guy looks at me wrong and then I up the blick on him. I'm out here like generally a friendly guy, but you know, sometimes, you know, when you gotta throw down, you gotta like put somebody's head through a dumpster or like push them in the street. You gotta get active sometimes, man.
You do.
I'm pretty much a guy, though.
You know, if we all go out together, it's gonna be a problem. And not even me half the time. I was like, oh, I'm with so and so, they're a fighter. Oh, they are, huh? Hey, I got some friends over here. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
man, I despise that. What's up?
I gotta ask you, out of all the shit you can come up with, what you come up with is a head through a fucking dumpster. Like, is this some shit that's happened? Like, how does one just head through the dumpster?
I've allegedly done some horrendous things out of anger to people. I'm not proud of all of it. Some of it I still laugh at. I don't look at anything as like a regret per se, because shit, it happens, you know. These are the same people I have like allegedly a friend of mine who, you know, if we looked in the mirror, probably looks exactly like me. Made a bet with a guy for some NFL game. I forgot which week it was, but this guy bet my friend like $50-$60 and dude like never paid up. My friend calls me and tells me, yo, I flew all the way to St. Louis and I put this dude's head through a windshield and I got my 50 back plus interest. I'm like, dang, why would you do that? That's crazy. Come back and please, like, Tone it down. That friend's wild. I would never do some shit like that, but your friends, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. That guy and my friend are still friends to this day. They smoke together, drink together, you know. But sometimes you gotta, you know, flip the switch.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Walken says in Pool Hall Junkie, sometimes the lion just got to show why he's the fucking lion.
Sometimes you just need that 50, man.
Sometimes the lion needs to remember who they are.
True.
Exactly.
Like,
that's why I like being a guy sometimes too, because sometimes females can hold a grudge for a very long time. Guys, we could fight, get over it. All they're like, wow, you guys are best friends. How did it start? Oh man, well see, this guy said something and we started fighting outside. Like, wait, what?
Wait, you guys are best friends? How long you been best friends? Oh, 20 years. How'd that happen? I pistol whipped him.
Yeah, we got in a fight back in 1996.
Well, guys, I
appreciate
you guys giving us your time so much. I really do. Another shout out and happy birthday to you, Darrick. And
thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming again, Canadian. I know you guys are busy guys, so we'll let you get up out of here, but we really appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I'm in the train, man.
I appreciate that invite to the show, guys. I've enjoyed it.
Yes, I love to be back on. I love this show.
Yeah,
whenever you want, you're welcome. And thank you guys. And we'll be watching. I watched the BKFC fight, so I'll be watching to see what you do, Darrick, and I'll be in your corner.
I'm making it.
BKFC, but I will just to say, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah. Get on my account, dude. The link's in the bio for the BKFC app. But yeah, dude, I'm looking to make a statement on this one. I know I got a tough opponent, but I'm definitely got this one in the bag, dude, and it's gonna be a
knock Buddy out.
It's gonna be
anytime a fighter says I'm gonna make a statement,
fight.
He's gonna knock somebody out.
Yeah.
He might not get knocked out, dude, but it'll be stoppage or KO, like doctor stoppage. It's gonna be a bloody fight.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'd love to have you back on anytime.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Hell yeah.
That was a good conversation. And I love that the Canadian will just jump in there too and ask his questions, because he had some really good questions that I didn't even think of. So I really enjoyed that.
Right. There's sometimes it's just when you're vibing, it just flows, and you can tell.
All right, buddy, I got to ask you, though. Let's talk a little bit about this UFC card that just went on, because for me, the two top fights for me, and there was some good fights on here. I really liked the Torres-Dern fight. I really thought that was a good fight. I thought Dern had a great performance, and I really liked the Burns fight, but I got to say it. Burns got fucking robbed, and I'm not shitting on anybody. It was a great fight. But for me, the first round was very close, but because of the knockdown, so Burns loses that round. Okay, Chimaev, that's it. But then I think Burns took both the second and the third, so I do not know how the scoring went there. And since we're shitting on fights, I think Peter Yan won the other fight too, but I think we had some bad judges.
The whole card was interesting. That Torres one, man, my favorite was when Dern was coming out and she was trying to get her strangle, and Torres like leaned back and just boom, blasted her square in her chest and then threw her back against the cage. Oh my goodness, that was intense. But that was a good fight to watch. It definitely felt like some of the jiu-jitsu came out, and it was cute afterwards when she had her daughter too, when she was talking. Joe Rogan was like, "Oh, cute." Man, that Burns fight with oh man, before I say wrong, Chimaev, yeah, sorry. That was intense. Burns had that first round. I felt like Chimaev was eating some of that those heavy shots, and he kept coming forward. But I mean,
that knockdown lost Burns the first round, in my opinion, which I was good with. But past that, I think Burns won both the other rounds. And I know some people think I'm crazy and some people agree with me. So it's one of those fights. I feel like they almost need to run it again, but they're not gonna, because Dana's gonna do the Kobe Covington fight.
Yeah, that's like the perfect next opponent too. It's crazy because I mean I felt like in this main one he wasn't as fully dominant in some of his against Burns against some of his other opponents. I mean against Lee or whatever when he picked him up and carried him over to Dana White and was talking to him right there like woo and slams him. He's been more dominant. Covington definitely seems like the best next option. I feel like his win against Masvidal. Not to mention he's a technically sound guy. He has the gas tank to keep going. Chimaev never had a fight really go the full distance like the way he did with Burns. Not to say he was fully exhausted, but he really pushed the pace and he kept going. And I think Colby can keep it at 60% an entire fight. And it's going to be a good test for him because he knows how to put the pressure. He has the technical skills. And then I feel like that'd probably be the best matchup to see next. I think Covington. What?
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, because Kobe, if it wasn't for Usman, Kobe's probably the best fighter in that division. And I'm not even a fan of Kobe. So this isn't me being all fanboy about it. But he got beat up by the best guy in the division twice. So he's not going to get that title shot unless it's absolutely the last possible, matchup again. So yeah. I think, though, that Burns exposed some weaknesses. And before the fight, I'd have never said this, but I think Kobe's got a good chance of winning that fight.
Oh, yeah. When he really goes against someone who just puts the pressure back on him, he has the skill set to match back and forth. I mean, yeah, Kobe looks like he's very technically sound, and Burns had some of those heavy shots. He was landing 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. Chimaev is still going forward. It's it makes me very curious to see how he's going to go against Covington. And, now that we've seen him push to his limits, kind of expose those weaknesses, is he going to be able to train just as hard? I will say he lived up to the hype. He did come out. I was very curious to see if he was going to come out with the new coming and, I smash everybody. I kill everybody. He definitely pulls it off. He stands behind what he says, but I can see why a lot of people felt Burns should have got that fight.
Yeah, and I think Chimaev's a beast. Don't get me wrong, and he hasn't been. Well, I think he's only been training like 4 years or something crazy like that, and hasn't been in it as long. And I think he's up and coming, but I think he's at the point now where once you beat Burns, you have to fight the biggest monsters in the division, and it's Colby Covington. And if you get past him, then you're fighting the baddest dude maybe on the planet, Usman.
Right, and I mean the jump he does to beat now he's number 4, and he's like you said he's proved he can hang with the big dog. So let's see if he can keep it up. I mean,
so what'd you think about the Jan and Sterling? I think they got that wrong. I think that Jan won that fight. I don't think it was as big a robbery as people say. I like if I watched it again, maybe I'd feel different. But watching it the first time, I felt like Sterling was making moves. Sterling was doing stuff. He was looking pretty good, better than I thought he was gonna. And I think some of those rounds were close, but I agree with Dana White. They got it wrong, and Jan won the second and third round hands down.
See, and it's crazy to think that when you look at the first fight they had, how it ended, the low blow, this and that, technicals, I felt like Jan definitely still did a very good performance, but Sterling, I felt was like a whole different fighter. In the first fight, he was very loose, very going with the flow. He'd get hit. He kind of roll. Wait a second. On this one, he was making advances. I mean, he was taking blows, trying to consistently do. He had Jan's back for I don't know how many times, and predominantly for the second round, I think. But what was he doing with that? Not doing 100% what he could have, and maybe that's why the judges gave it to him was because he was so much more dominant and so much better as a fighter than from his last fight. Maybe they took that into account. But, I mean, it was a close fight. It was a great fight. That was a battle that was worth watching. Oh, my goodness.
And then I read Dana's talking about running it again.
Ooh, okay.
Third time because it was so close, and then the way the first one ended. And I don't really like trilogies unless it's 1-1, in the score box. But I get it. And I really think Dana does not want Sterling to be the champ of that division.
Right, he's like, hold on. Let's get this fixed again. Hurry up, let's pick another date. That's it's interesting to see some of the fights that they have lined up, or like the ones that are going to pull back. Because I feel the same with you. I don't like trilogies unless it's a 1-1 or it's like the really good one, like Moreno and stuff in Cejudo. That one, that's what they're talking about. Number 4. That's a fight that's okay. These guys have gone at it. They've done this and that. I don't feel like this fight between Sterling and Jan was crazy enough to where it's like, okay, let me see the trilogy. But I get, like you said, the first one I feel like didn't count, so I want to really see if he earns it.
As a fighter, it's got to be annoying to fight the same person 3 fucking times in a row, too.
I think that's kind of why I take my standpoint of it. Because as a fan, if you just see a bloodbath, I mean, half people, that's all they want. But as a fighter, it's like, I want to see someone different, see them exploit their weaknesses, train harder, and see what else they could do. Are they really meant to be in the UFC, or are they just able to fight this one opponent and do decent against it?
Yeah, and if as the fighter, you almost got to get like kind of bored with the same guy. You want something new, a different challenge, like, and you don't fight right away. So what? So the last 2 years you've been training to fight the same fucking guy 3 times. You know what I mean? It's got to be like, as a fighter though, training's hard enough as it is. So then you get a new opponent. It's a new focus. It's a new game plan. It's a new. Now it's like if you got to fight the same guy over and over, it's got to almost take away from your training. Like you're not as much into it. It's harder to get up and get motivated, that kind of thing, I would think.
I mean, yeah. And it's funny because sometimes I feel like you could see it in the fighters. And I feel like it shows not just in their training, but in their performance. And it reflects like with the zombie fight. You're talking about the zombie I feel like he was a tad bit outclassed, just a little bit. He was because, you know, his opponent's a little bit faster, landing stuff a little bit more. But the fact that he's getting dropped round 1, dropped round 2, almost ended in round 3, and he's coming back and fighting, I felt he never lost his heart. And that's something that, you know, he really wants, and he's just a bona fide fighter. And I feel like, yeah, if we were to see a third fight between Young and Sterling, would we still see the same fire between them? Or is it going to be kind of the, oh, we're here for a paycheck, let's figure it out, whatever? I mean,
right, and you want to win, but it's just human nature. Like, I've been doing this for so long, I just don't even want to be doing it anymore, like with the same dude, you know?
Exactly. That's part of fighting. You want to fight other people. You don't want to fight the same person. Maybe a year down the line or something, or maybe after like 5-6 more fights, sure, but
well, buddy,
this was what?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I think you said this one almost fully sold out too. It was a good UFC show. So sheesh. I wonder how they're going to be able to top this for the next one.
Dana White's a mad scientist. He always comes up with something good. They're talking that ABC fight, that ABC free fight they're going to do is going to be the Covington Chimaev fight. So that's going to headline the free ABC fight.
Huh. That's interesting. I was hearing something about how Dana White was thinking about doing like a road or like a tour with a couple of shows. They would take some fighters, they would do a show over here, a show over here, a show over here. And Seattle is one of the spots. So I might have to go check out a UFC fight if they do.
Nice.
So now I think the fighters can pick what location they'd want to choose to go fight at, and he's just going to have them sent. And then that way it's one night. I'm like, hey, all right, for me.
That'd be cool. So it's everybody's favorite time of the show.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
This has been a fun episode so far. Lots of good energy. And I have 2 amazing picks. I'm doing something a little different this week for one of them. So this week is from the OG yard. Let me see his name. Akuma. He's 3-0 right now. This guy is like a beast. When I think of a beast, I think of Jay Gotham in the scrapyard. He's going forward. No matter who he fights, he's putting the pressure on him. He's going nonstop. This is the way I feel Akuma is in the OG yard. He's been fighting for, I think, all 3 fights in the past year. Let's see, he fought Toxic, round 2 stoppage, was whooping the dude. Let me see, he fought Average Joe, round 1 stoppage. I mean, in that one, he came with like a Superman punch, then to a flying knee, and just had the guy against the cage, just beating him like a horse. Then he fought, Splinter Cell, and then he ended up getting a tie, but it counts as a win. And, you know, I kind of think he took that one, though. He was dominant the whole fight, landing very significant blows. The guy has power, speed. He has the cardio to back it up. And it's funny enough is he's around my weight, or like one little lighter, 145. So I think he's definitely a fighter to watch. He's just put on dominating performances. And I think when he fights someone that has the same level of skill as him, it's going to be an absolute banger. And I'm going to get some wins because I wouldn't mind dropping to 145 and maybe being able to fight him. He's a beast. Ooh, him versus What Jedi would be a good fight. Okay. So Akuma, that's for the OG yard. Second one. This guy is not a Street Beefs fighter, but I've been following him for a while. The Oni from Street Beefs West Coast actually trains with them. It's Tom or Knucklehead Tom. I chose him because he is a pro fighter. He fights MMA, Muay Thai, but he's the leader of the Punk Rock Fight Club. So not only does he fight Muay Thai and MMA, he's won championships. He has an entire club behind him that he trains in fighting. As they train and fight, they get patches if they eventually become a member. It's a close-knit group of brothers. On top of that, he's a professional skateboarder, and he does have his own line. On top of that, he's the lead singer for his own punk rock band. I mean, this guy's like the epitome of when someone is just a pure entrepreneur doing what they love. I think he's a fighter everyone should check out because it's just, he looks like it's fun all the damn time.
Well, there you have it, guys. Make sure you watch those fighters. Shout out to Maddie, who's not here today because his ass is in Budapest. So enjoy your vacation, Maddie, in Budapest, you lucky bastard.
Lucky.
And anybody who watches the Markout podcast with Mustache and Dustin, it's pushed a day this week because it was my mother's 70th birthday. So they will be on Friday instead of tomorrow. And, buddy, tell them about your brand and what you got going on.
Well, first shout to Overtime Hustling Magazine. They're featuring Zoel in their magazine issue. I ordered 3 copies. Zoel, the brand, with zoel-world.com because it's whatever the fuck you want. And you get what you want in life from hard work, grit, determination. I'm on this podcast with the amazing Yankee and the Brit over here. I have my company. I have everything in the fruition. Check it out. Zoel_Buddy B. It's a lifestyle. It's the way you live. You could do whatever the hell it is you want. And I'm living testament to that. So just look at it, start your journey for whatever it is you want, and just start enjoying life.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's some good fucking advice right there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. One world, one love. Deuces.